Yes, another video here from the Tokyo real estate man, and we got a customer that's looking for a detached house, and then recently, my friend Nakamura, you know, I do all the talking and stuff on this channel, but in the back, you'll see in the short I did the other day. If you see the short, we did that one monster apartment that was in Akasaka, and I made actually some jokes about that apartment. But you know what? That apartment's a good deal. Yeah, I like if I were to get that apartment, I could have that apartment nice in about 6 weeks, like really nice. But Nakamura is a really good resource for me because no matter what, I look at things like I lived in Japan for 30 years now, and I really am, in some ways, I'm white Japanese. But Nakamura is really good resource for me and together because when I asked him, I told him to look for some listings that he thought were good in Hachioji, and he came up with three listings. And I look at all three listings, and I can see why he likes them. Uh, he likes a really nicer finished product, and he's right in a way. Uh, yeah, Nakamura, by the way, if you didn't know, he owns a lot, like a lot of apartments and a lot of properties he owns. But he's a math teacher. That's what he does. He's a math teacher, and then and he does have his like what's it called, the shikaku, like his thing, like what I forget what it's called. The shikaku in English is he's got this certification for doing a little bit light electrical work and stuff on his units like this. But generally speaking, he's technically pretty weak at fixing things. I am technically pretty medium. I'm pretty medium. I can do a lot. So generally speaking, some of the stuff that I look at sometimes, because of the way I look at things, can then can tend to be a little low for the Japanese marketplace. Whereas the stuff that Nakamura looks at, I guess I should start this video. This is in Hachioji, and I turned the sound off so we could just sort of play. This is Hachioji. You'd think it's the countryside, but yeah, even like this is kind of, I guess you could call it, the English world would be like downtown Hachioji by the station. So what happens is Nakamura, he likes a nicer finished product, which is like, let's be honest, the minute that you go too far down in your price, right, unless you have really great technical ability, you're just buying someone else's problem. Okay, you're buying their problem. And if you don't have that technical, and this one customer, he's got his game on. He's got his game on. Okay, he's got his game on, and I don't think he can. He's not saying that he's lazy, but like his time, he can. He's like, from just having conversations with him, I can figure out already that his time, he's technically strong. For example, in IT, okay, that it could demand, like when you ratio the time to fixing something to the time that he could spend on some IT stuff, he's better to come and do the IT stuff. And so he's better to end up with a nicer finished product, for example. And Nakamura, you see, by the way, by the way, we look at this video right there. Like, this is better than downtown Vancouver. And probably the population of Hachioji is probably first up. Like in Tokyo, Hachioji is kind of considered the place in West Tokyo. Like it's not like Shibuya or Shinjuku and stuff like that. But look, that's Matsumoto Kiyoshi. That's the drugstore right there. Everything is here. They're right there to the right where we're looking right there. That's a Don Quixote. Like there's just everything here, and like people are very fashionable and stuff like that. But the one thing to know about Hachioji that's different, for example, than Central Tokyo, is that the systems that people generally use for transportation, or what's accepted. For example, like living in Shibuya here, okay, it's kind of accepted that most people wouldn't have a car, okay. However, in Hachioji, the transportation systems work better for the car. So you could, but I mean, you can still take wherever you're from. There's still a bus, for example, if you didn't want to drive. There's still buses everywhere and taxis everywhere if you wanted, though, too. But the systems of but as real estate investors, we cannot ignore the transportation systems. Okay, for example, if you wanted to buy a place here in Shibuya, you know that your customers are basically going to be train heads. or bicycle people or walkers. Okay, so you don't need a parking spot. However, if you're going to buy a place here in Hachioji, okay, you know that you're if you want to sell your apartment or house in the future, you know that you're going to need to have a parking spot. And all of these places here have a parking spot. Anyhow, let's cut here to the listing. I'm sorry, I should have, but I think that the way my mind operates, everyone, so you know, um, I can't come up with stuff right away. I generally need about 12 hours and a good night's sleep. And I can just feel like my filter works at night when I get a good night's sleep. And I can come up in the morning and then, like, I just be lucid about my thoughts. Like, I'm obviously thinking about all this stuff like every day. I work on this stuff every day. But, like, given the customer's situation that we've been talking for the last few days and everything like that, like, after I have some good sleep and I think about things and I think about all the things I talk about on this channel, and then I can try to apply this sort of thing to, let's say, someone coming to from outside Japan who's looking for a property, or he sees it, or she sees it as an opportunity. Anyway, let's cut here, uh, cut here to the map. First, the broader map. I thought maybe we could look here at the broader map. And I know I did that one mountain. We did that Tokyo. I'm probably going to call it something like that, like Tokyo Mountain video number 2 right here. Okay. So we know right now that when we looked here in the Hachioji market, we don't see a sea of blue. And don't forget, when we're looking at the sea of blue, in fact, look at these. These are all like up from blue. I don't know what that is. Blue, green, aqua. Aqua is not on the bottom. Okay, it's not on the bottom. So you're seeing some sort of balanced things. And we saw the other day that there was some even like my matrix red pills in here too. See, so when we see a sea of blue, like we saw in the Chiba market the other day, and look at that one Airbnb, that's a really good one to watch that video. That person who bought that Airbnb, they figured that they could get a really cheap house by the ocean in Chiba, really cheap, and then somehow attract people there. And you know what? They're selling the Airbnb. And people generally don't sell an Airbnb if it's making money because it's a cash cow. It just brings the milk every day, twice a day. Bring the cash cow twice a day or three. The great milkers milk a cow. I used to work on a dairy farm sometimes with my friend, and the great milkers are milking 3 times a day. But anyhow, it's like that. You don't have to sell an Airbnb that's bringing a lot of cash. However, that one's for sale. The reason it's for sale, obviously, it's not working. And I think I made a point in that video is that all the blue pills on that map reflect the also in a way. This is not necessarily a direct relationship. This might be an inverse relationship, but all the blue pills on that map probably indicate also the desire for people to go there, the desire for economic activity or lack of economic activity in an area. Okay, I don't know. It's like, but here in Hachioji, we don't see that. We don't see that at all. We see more. We see more distribution of the red pills or the different colors. I guess I know. There we go. There we see it already. You can see it there already. Uh, yeah, I love this kind of matrix that you were ringing up. Anyway, let's cut over here to the listings that Nakamura sent. Okay, and I've looked over them a little bit, but like not in any sort of perfection way. And I got to get my googly glasses over my other glasses here. Because there's a lot of important information that we could look at here. Let's go here to the top. Uh, I guess should go here to the top picture of the listing as well, which is all the stuff that we're looking here is our 2-story wooden houses. Okay, this is it right here, right there. And I looked at it on Google Maps. This is another house beside it, and this is the driveway coming into the house right here. Yeah, I looked at it on Google Maps already. I guess I could expand these pictures to make them a little bigger right there. Anyhow, you see there's a garbage can. So these are suburban systems. These kind of systems, for example, in Shibuya, these kind of systems don't really work because everyone's living in these apartment buildings and they have slightly different. So I guess the people in Shibuya do have garbage cans too. Sorry, I'm thinking about it. I just live in an apartment here. So, Anyhow, this is the neighbor's driveway. That might be a minus on this one. This might be a little bit. You might want a little less contact than that. That maybe this one is. And there's a lot of good product. The stuff that we're looking at today, you can choose the one that's really the kind of the one that you think is best. But this is not a bad house. Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice. And this is the kind of stuff that, for example, and this is it says Nishi Hachioji. This is the closest station. But again, the stuff and state and this is the grocery market and stuff like that. So like here, like I said, you've got to be aware of the transportation system. And you see the Lawson right there. You see the Lawson in Shibuya. Is it like, or this is like the uh what is it? This is like internal medicine. That's what that one's called. I don't know what internal Nakamura. Actually, it's called Nakamura. Hey, Nakamura. Nakamura. It's called Nika and Ian, which is I don't know the stuff inside in your body, like their Gaika is outside. But you can see here, like all the 7-Elevens. Like if you were to come here to the 7-Elevens here in Shibuya, they don't have parking, right? But all these places have parking because this is what's dominating. So wherever you're going to buy, just have you have to like that's a really good point for fans of this channel. Just have a consciousness of what the dominant transportation system is in that area. Okay, let's cut down here to the details of the listing again from Nishi Hachioji station 14 minutes. This is by bus 19 minutes to Hachioji station. But again, yeah, but that's not too inconvenient. Like if you want to go by a bus, it could be like 250 to take the bus, and you can go to Hachioji Station, take the bus back. If you don't want to worry about parking your car there in Hachioji or like downtown Hachioji, or if you want to just go for the day or something. And then there's another thing we could talk about at the end if I can. I want to talk about. That's the one thing that I was really thinking about a lot in my sleep is like the position of Hachioji, how it sort of ends on this sort of middle line and on the end of Kanto, allow it to have like great sort of transportation links. Again, the price 1,990 month, 2,000 month, call it what it is, Nissan month. Okay, south facing. Everything's been done. It's all really been refurbished here. 135 meters of land, 92 meters of internal space. I guess the one minus you could say is like given that this is sort of suburban setting, maybe you'd like something that's a little bit more private. I don't know, but when we look at all three of these things, all three of these listings are in like good neighborhoods. Fairly new house, 12 years old too. It has parking, of course. Show you can, meaning you have ownership, and having a chat with the customer. That's the client. He really brought this factor up is that in Japan, he really likes the fact that like you have ownership in Japan. That is a really fundamental thing for him. This interesting customer was fun. I just enjoyed our conversations. Anyhow, currently vacant. I thought maybe it wasn't vacant at first, but I guess it is vacant right now. Fairly new house though, I think. And given the backdrop of the world, I think this is just a great opportunity. We could come up here quickly to I got to try to cover three. This was the house I dropped the Google Maps Golden Guy in here, and then uh, and this was the sort of, I'm guessing that the original person who owned this land just subdivided it here like this. But this is attractive how this is just sort of empty beside the house. Isn't that nice? Yeah, that's kind of nice too, though. And to look at the character of the neighborhood, this is a Japanese suburban neighborhood. And like I said, like when we come up these streets, we want to look always for some new builds. We saw that those two houses were newer builds. We see that there's a new build here. This is something that was built in the 1990s. You can often tell by the windows and stuff like that. Like the window technology really improves in the 1990s in Japan. But when see a lot of subtle newer stuff in here all over. There's a newer house as well. What that means is it just means demand that people are taking the old stock and they're cutting it down. And this is why Nakamura sends me this stuff. He doesn't like the old like even this house is getting a little old and dated. This is going to be a little cheaper. This is the one. This is the one you want to come in and do the fixer upper on. Something like this, I would think. I don't know. Depending, like, we're all varying. We have just varying sort of skill levels. Oh, this is nice, newer build, and you see right there. This has like two parking spots, maybe even three parking spots here already, right? So, anyhow, it's really good to look out in the neighborhood and just make these sort of mental notes and stuff like that. It's really sort of important. Like we can do so much work with this internet stuff for looking at real estate. It just amazes me. Like you can do so much work and so much more quickly. You can cover so much more ground. Anyhow, let's come back here. We can bring it out here to the top, and then come up here to the details here of the second listing right here. And this was one. I should go to the first picture here. Sorry, I was thumbing through everything to have a look at it all. This one is a little bit more. This was 2,198 man, or you could say Nissan Hyaku man. And then have a look. Two-story house, and crack through the pictures right here. Again, like looks pretty new. Looks pretty new. And this is the stuff that Nakamura I like. He just sends like good stuff like this. So yeah, I mean everything's been. I think it said when I looked in the pre-video, I was looking. Everything is refurbished. I think in 2024. And I like this. I really like this like laundry area how it's set up right here. And don't forget, like in Japan, most of the like we had it in my penthouse apartment here in Shibuya. I'm not in my penthouse right now, but in my penthouse apartment, I had a really good drying setup, and then we would always use the dryer only after everything was dry, and to fluff it up or get rid of the lint and stuff like that. So because power is just more expensive in Japan than it is, for example, in Vancouver. My power bill in Vancouver, for example, last month for my family was $80, and that's four of us. And like we use power. We don't like, oh, turn the light off. I turn the light up, and no one else does. Anyhow, it's just power's more expensive in Japan, so that's a good way. If you want to have a dryer, that's really a good technique. Yeah, and you could even make one of these rooms if there was like a rainy season or something like that. There's enough room in this house that you could have a little drying room in the house. It's not as contemporary. Like the design has all been redone and everything like that, but it's just not. It's just not like now. That sort of design is kind of older, but it's just not now. It's not so much now, like in the houses you'd see now. But yeah, who cares about now? Now it's going to be not now in 5 years anyway, or because Tokyo real estate goes through these sort of waves of design that end up about like every 8 years renewing. If you go on the channel, if you made it to this far in the video, you'll see that I did a little short of a little property. That's the one I'm in right now. That sort of look that I did on something like that is trying to avoid the now, like trying to create designs and stuff like that can beat the sort of 8 year system. Yeah, anyway, you see the short that I did. Look for that wood apartment, but maybe you don't like that wood apartment design, but I'm getting a lot of mails for this place, so a lot of people do like it. And you can see the realtors are just talking about the location, but you can make a lot of mental notes, okay, from this. This is like a maybe like the Kuyakusho, and I think there was a school there. In the one here, there's a school, and this is exposing yourself really, and looks can be uh, like exposing yourself to the better segments of where the families want to go and stuff like that. In some ways, that's where you want to be. And this is a yochen, which is a kindergarten and stuff like that. And yeah, we'll cut down here to the information here in the listing, okay? And from Takao, and I talked about it in that one video the other day. From Takao station, it's 43-minute walk, okay? And then by bus, it's I guess 5 minutes, or to the bus stop 5 minutes. However, this is a car where we're here in this area of Hachioji. It's basically car based, okay? And it doesn't have to be expensive because the K car is a 660cc engine, and it creates a different when you're using that low of fuel. It just creates different economics. So yeah, everything is working here in the house. System kitchen. It says there's auto lock. There's two toilets. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Like, you just have to go through the listing yourself. 170 meters of land, 101 meters of internal space, two-floor wooden building. Shoryuken with parking, of course, and currently vacant right now. Vacant right now. We can come up. All the stuff that Nakamura is going to have uh, provided me is like is a pretty. Which I didn't see the year. Did I? What was the year of this house here? Did you see the year? Anyone else see the year on there? Oh yeah, 2005. Yeah, that makes sense. Looking at that picture right there, this is that sort of 2005 vintage house, and there's the parking spot right there. So I don't know. And then what can we look from here? From this person with the bike just happens to be there. I can't. I don't know what other information. They're blurring some sort of the family's name and something like that. Maybe that's the maybe that was the like that was the mother. I don't know. Anyhow, uh, again, that's very similar though. You see a lot of nice houses in this neighborhood, and a very sort of like very wide sort of street, easy to drive on and stuff like that. So, I know that this customer does have like a dog, and let's have go here maybe to the map and we can see if there's like I was trying to think if there's some like good walking or something like that. Yeah, I mean, there's good here. There's a park. There's like a park right there and stuff like that. So yeah, and again too, like when you're here, let's back out here a little bit. There's so many. I just make these videos long and long. I don't want to make them all that long for you. I sometimes want to go in and make a like a 7 minute video, right? But I just can't. So because there's just so much to talk about. Yeah, and just remember when this is the edge, it's truly the edge. There's the Takao Mountain. You know that you can go hiking there. Try to not go on the weekends. Try to go on the weekdays. But there's beautiful nature paths all through here. And I can remember in the mid 1990s, I was here, and then I ended up staying at this German guy's house here near Takao, and then he had been living in this area for about 20 years with his Japanese wife. He's really what a wild night, man. Well, I was drinking too much that night, and I ended up partying with this guy, and I missed the train, and then I ended up staying at his house. That was a long time ago, but we had a really the next morning we had a really nice chat. He didn't really get thinking who's this guy, and then he didn't really like, let me stay at his house, but he didn't have a like oh, this, that you know when someone stayed at your house, you kind of got. He was about I was 20 something, and then he was about maybe like early 50s like me, so it's just a little bit of like sensible distrust for me and everything like that. But we had a nice morning, and I met his wife came home in the morning, and I met her, and I was like hi. We had a nice morning. Anyway, I digress. What my point of it though is that he really liked living up here in the sort of like mountain area. And I do have another friend. She's a was a school teacher from DC, and then she used to rent my apartments in always in Shibuya and stuff like that. When I used to, I don't really do short term rentals anymore, but she used to rent it sometimes. And then she wanted to buy a place in Japan, and I helped her buy a place here in Hachioji, and then she likes it too. Uh, Anyhow, there's so much stuff to talk at. We'll get over here to the third. Shut up, Tokyo real estate man. 本当にしゃべりね、しゃべり. Okay. Okay, we can try to get. We're on Sumo here, which is another big sort of uh, a big Japanese real estate page. But I find what I like at home so much is because of this. I really like this matrix here that we get when we can look at these broad market and do the analysis of this broad market in terms of the colors. Whereas Sumo, when you go on their platform, it lists the price and everything like that. But I just find like looking at those dots really it really helps me, and I hope they can really help you too. Like use them, and all you guys that want to get like a IKEA or an empty home in the middle of nowhere, have a look at the broader market in that place that you're going to want to meet. And when you see all the blue pill, you just know that in some ways the blue pill is a trap, really is a trap. Okay, anyway, blah 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 blah. Yeah, again, Bill, this one's a little older compared to the other two. 1997. It's in Hachioji, and 12 minutes from Kita Hachioji. Okay, and I think maybe I have everything here a little bit too big. I gotta hit the one sec here. I gotta hit the shift minus. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that makes it better. I had it. I had it too much. Anyhow, the real estate agency here has made this little room really nice here, and then here is the house. Here's the house itself. Oh God, what a terrible picture you've taken there, Tokyo Real Estate Man. Oh, what I think the better pictures were down here, but this was a nice house. I like. Oh, that picture's just being too small. I'm sorry. And then maybe we go through these pictures. Everything ends up too small here. I'm sorry, everyone. Oh, what a disaster, Tokyo Real Estate. Yeah, you just have to go off these sort of pictures that are provided right here. Maybe if I click these here too, they'll become bigger. Maybe. No, everything's small. Okay, I'm sorry. Everything, I don't know how this happens. Anyhow, we can see everything's kind of new. Everything's redone. It's not a bad way to quickly look at it. You see, like everything's been updated and probably uh, done within the last year. You see, like even the front of the house or the Genkan has been updated. This is a quarter of important part here. This one, this house is raised up, and you know I've talked about it the other day. I talked to one that one I think it was in Otsu how that one house needs to be sort of underneath the dirt would need to be excavated and then built into what happens the garage or the parking for this house right here. I'm going to try to click this is actually under the house. Okay, so this is and then there's some stairs to go down. um, Maybe we can look at some of this when I go to the Google Maps on it. This is the garage here, right there on the listing right here. Okay, and the listing is above it. So, if you do want to buy one of these old houses, right? Uh, in some ways, it's really foolish because some of the ones without parking and stuff like that. Because uh, to really bring things up to date, even if you were to make the inside beautiful, uh, you really would need to excavate it and put that garage even halfway through into the ground, and then to be able to have full sort of U-turn ability or liquidity on the unit. So, and these sort of places they have everything already. So, can you imagine going down market and buying something for $90,000 without parking, and then you do all the work inside and make it beautiful, but then no one still wants to buy it because it doesn't link up with the dominant transportation system of the area. Anyhow, shut up, Tokyo Real Estate Man. You're talking too much. Okay. Uh, I don't know. Try to. It's just a standard house built 1997. Okay, 127 meters of land, four LDK, which is four living room, dining, kitchen. Okay, 95 meters of internal space. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's built. It says 19. I guess it commenced it. Oh no, that's the price. I'm sorry, I'm confusing it. 1997 Monan is the price. Okay, and that's the year 1988. Okay, there we go. That explains it. 1997 and 1990s. Oh, the good times, good times. Okay, before all the hyper security on everything. Show me your passport. Show me your ID. Okay, okay, okay. Uh, Again, really. I'll just go here to the this video is carrying on a little bit, and then this one particular property is really kind of similar to the other two. Everything is working and everything like this. Let's just drop the Google Maps golden guy down here to see the neighborhood right there a little bit. And I thought maybe we could look at the house in a better way than I had done originally and in the video or the other earlier parts of the video. Okay, so this apparently right here is the house is above here. I just dropped us in on the map all wrong. Oh my God, what have I done here? And now that I'm on this page, Sumo, I bet you I don't know how to back out of it. Oh, what a disaster. I don't know how to back out of the map. Ah. Okay, oh no, okay, maybe this is actually the garage. Okay, here we go. This is explaining it. The house, I'm gathered that the house, oh God, what a disaster. Okay, the house, the house, I don't think it's this house. I think it is. I think it is this house right here. Let's move over here. Okay, I believe this is the house up here, and then this is the garage right here. Okay, and this would be the parking spot for it. Okay, I believe, I believe, or is it? I can't really tell because I can't really back out this map. Anyway, this video has ended in a disaster, but we talked about a lot of good themes, a lot of themes here in this video, and all these three houses, the ones that Nakamura sent over, are really good samples of really good bargains not bargains, just standard sort of places here in the Hachioji market. So we know in the Hachioji market that there's red pill here, there's orange pill, and there's some green as well. And basically, I think this price level, this is aqua level, okay, which is not the blue. Okay, when it cracks up, if it cracks up, let's have a look. Yeah, any of this stuff that we're looking at here is aqua. When we're going down here to this sort of blue stuff. But I guess this is blue or aqua, I guess. Oh, maybe this like this smart. I keep look at that. We're on the bottom, but that's okay. What I mean is buying on the bottom, you're still going to get everything. But the key thing is you're seeing other colors here in the Matrix, right? And again, this is the Matrix. So many different themes with this movie, The Matrix, that I bring up here on this channel, and it's the idea of escaping the West and escaping the over financialized real estate like in North America. I mean, I own my apartment in Vancouver, like I own it because there was no other way for I just needed I've been so heavy in Tokyo that I needed a place to escape Tokyo sometimes, and my kids go to school there now, and actually my car business is doing pretty well in Vancouver right now as well, and then I could still do real estate stuff while in Vancouver, and because I do live and go back and forth in both. But coming back to like the Matrix, other Matrix theme of it, like come up on this channel, is the truth. And the red pill in some ways is the truth. And when we see the red pill, it indicates the demand, because we know that the larger sort of trend for the population going down right there is happening on Japan on an aggregate level, which is the total. However, there are pockets of demand, and that's where 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 the population is going up. And Nakamura has changed my mind on this. He really has, and that his approach to it is, and listen to it, it's a really good one. We talked about it a couple of months ago when we went to see a place in Chiba, and the lady, she bought the house there. And then his idea is stay in Tokyo and Yokohama where the population is going up, and then use the transportation systems. Okay, so buy your real estate in Tokyo and then use the transportation systems to go to the other places. Okay, and then you don't have to deal with the deflation or the blue pill that is in the other places. Anyway, another real estate video. And the hotels, use the hotels. You want to go to Kyoto, live in Hachioji here, get a place in Shibuya, okay, that you want to have in the city, and then have a place here in Hachioji. And then when you want to go to Kyoto, just stay in the hotel and take the train or drive down. Anyway, another video here from the Tokyo real estate man. So much stuff to talk about. My wife's going to punch me in the nose. Should you like to buy an apartment or a house in Tokyo, you can always come to this Instagram, the Tokyo real estate man. There's the Delica. I just bought this Delica, by the way, and it's going to Canada. And I put an ad up for it in Canada. I already get mail for it. You can always come here. You can DM me there. Failing that, you can come here to the website. This one seems to be working. People have figured out TokyoRealEstateMan.website, and then you just come up here to the top and just give me a mail. You don't give me this fancy contact box. Come back here to 1997, like I said, and give me the old school email. Anyway, another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. いつもこのチャンネル見てるの皆様ありがとうございます。この動画でここでもう終わりです。ありがとうございます。